welcome back. If you're in the middle of Veganuary and have run out of recipe ideas, then you're in luck today.
One of Dublin's most famous vegetarian restaurants, Cornucopia, have released a new book entitled Cornucopia, The Green Cookbook. Its co-author, Tony Keogh, joins us now. Good morning, Tony, and welcome.
Good morning,
and
Simon.
congratulations on a beautiful cookbook and an award-winning cookbook, as Laura said during the break. You went on and won what?
The Cookbook of the Year award.
That's not a bad start, is it?
That was great, fantastic. We
It is a beautiful
very
book.
surprised, to be honest, very surprised.
It was a gorgeous
Tony,
book.
Cornucopia is well known in Dublin city centre and it's been there for years. I stopped there many a time over the years, certainly before Veganuary was a buzzword, and I didn't ever realise it was a vegetarian restaurant. The food is sensational there. So what you're going to cook for us today, you're hoping won't necessarily be your
You do a steak for us.
Do a steak, yeah.
But
it
could be potentially a staple for people at home who wouldn't otherwise cook like this.
Yeah, 100%, and it's all very accessible. It's all made from natural ingredients.
Okay.
So I've got a few items here. So I'll get started. There's a few things to move through. So I'm going to start. I've got some tofu here. This is a regular firm tofu.
Okay.
Great source of calcium, great source of iron. I have some nutritional yeast flakes. I'll chat about them more now in a few moments.
Okay.
Pop them in there.
I never cook with tofu.
Yeah,
Do you, Simon?
No, I've never cooked with it. Never.
A little bit of mustard here. Now, mustard just kind of gives a little bit of pungency.
Lovely.
So zip that in there.
Flavour, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
And is that just an English mustard, or what is it?
I've actually used a Dijon mustard there.
Ah, very good.
I've got 3 different spices, now all available in all supermarkets. I have allspice, pimento berry.
Yeah.
I have nigella seeds, and I have smoked paprika.
Okay.
So 3 of them, pop them in there. And I have about a tablespoon of soy.
Lovely.
Tony, a lot of people would be turned off by cooking specialised dishes because they feel that they wouldn't be able to get the ingredients, but you're saying not so. These are all readily available.
Everything here is readily available, yes. The gluten flour you can buy in the health food stores, and you can actually make it yourself if you're bothered. It's quite hard to make, so
yeah, it's a tricky process.
It's tricky.
Isn't it?
It's laborious. It's you have to make a dough, and you have to rinse it, wash out the starch.
So you've already got buckets of flavour in there because you got your spices, you got your mustard.
So I'm going
Is this going to be a marinade or is it going to be a sauce?
This is actually going to be the steak. This is the
This is the steak.
This is the steak. So I'm going to start with the main course and I'm going to move on to the accompaniment. So I've got the steak here. Now there's 2 parts to the steak. We're going to first of all fry it, and then we're going to have a braised version. Okay. So I've brought some in just because it's TV time here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let me see.
So you explained earlier on the seitan steak.
Yeah.
So
this is the seitan flour here. Now, it's called vital gluten flour. It's about 80% gluten, where most flours are about 8 to 13%.
Yeah, it's very heavy on the gluten.
Very heavy on the gluten, because it's actually the gluten, it's actually the protein in it that actually gives it the structure.
Okay. That's what holds it together.
That's what holds it together, yeah, and gives it the whole meaty texture. Creates those kind of protein strings.
So I was thinking, how is that going to turn into a burger or a patty?
Well, you're about to the magic of television. We're about to find out.
We're about to find out.
So you're effectively making, is it a dough?
It's like a dough of sorts here, yeah. So I'm going to mix this together. Simon, could you do me a favour? Could you put a flame under this pipe?
I certainly can, yeah.
You could bring it up to full.
No problem. Let's warp factor 5, Captain.
Yes, that's the one.
We're on the way.
Do you find these dishes are really popular around this time of year when we're all setting our New Year's resolutions to eat healthier, have a meat-free Monday or something like that?
Yes, yeah, we're actually in the restaurant. We've been Cornucopia now for the last couple of weeks. We've been exceptionally busy.
Really?
We actually ran out of food one night last week, which is...
Did you?
Yeah, and we made
That's
so
great,
much.
Isn't it?
It's a good complaint,
Well, would you say that the success of the cookbook has done you wonders as well?
I think that's helped. It's put us back on the map a little bit. Can I pass this to you, Simon?
Absolutely.
It's put us back on the map a little bit.
File that.
Okay, could you pass me over one of those gloves?
Put it on one of the many shelves down there. Right, so you're at full whack here,
full
Chef.
Whack there. That's great. Okay.
And what oil have you got in there?
That's just a little bit of rapeseed oil.
Okay.
And you can use rapeseed or sunflower oil. They're the oils that I tend to favour. Now, rapeseed's a little bit healthier. It's got higher in monounsaturates, which are a little bit healthier than sunflower oil. So just make this.
You're basically forming that into a steak shape.
I'm actually going to make this into 3 steaks now. This is before all our times here, but CND.
Yeah.
So we make a little CND symbol in this.
CND.
Yes, yeah.
Laura's looking at me very confused.
I'm trying to concentrate on could I make this at home. So far, yes.
Well, you can see how, as you say, that gluten has really given it that shape, hasn't it?
Yeah, so we're going to let that sizzle away for a moment.
Okay.
And then we're going to turn it, and we're actually going to poach it then. So we're going to take some oil, some tin foil here.
Yeah.
Just a square, just for the poaching.
How long do you leave it on the hob frying for?
Yeah, no, we're going to leave it on here, and we're going to leave it here for... this is going to take about...
Colour straight away.
Colour straight away, and then we're going to leave for about half an hour to absorb.
Okay.
Chef fingers, it's grand.
Yeah, you've got asbestos fingers, haven't
it
you?
happens over time. So once that's seared, we're going to assume it's seared now, okay?
Okay.
Because we have some we made earlier. So I'm going to pour the water in. So you can lower the heat in that.
I certainly will,
Bring it down to about 3. Would be great.
And you're just going to simmer this, are you?
Simmer literally half an hour. That's it. Half an hour. A little bit more, not too much now.
Very good.
Just about 2 tablespoons.
Where does a recipe like this come from? Does it come from inside that head, or is it experience over the years?
Oh, experience over the years, and the recipe's out in the eater as well. There's been standing on the shoulders of giants, you know.
Of course,
There's been people at this for years.
Really interesting coaching.
But it works really well, and like, some of these techniques have been around for so long. I mean, like, people started using gluten flour in the 5th century in China.
Yeah.
That's when the first.
It's incredible. You think it's
the first
instance in the 5th century.
The 5th century. It's ancient. Like, you know, mock duck. Does any of you guys know mock duck?
Yeah.
That's actually gluten flour. It's going to get my
hands
hands
Is it?
there. Yeah.
Right. So you've another process. Then you're going to do sides.
Yeah. So I'm going to put this one on first. If you could put that pan on for me there, that would be fantastic.
Well, can't keep you busy this morning.
Yeah.
Pressing buttons.
Do you want that on full, chef?
On full, chef.
Okay. So what are we going to do now?
Now I've got some steaks I made earlier. This is what they look like when they're poached.
Okay.
Very good. Okay.
So once the flame gets up, we're going to get them on. But in the meantime, I'll take my other Nutri bullet.
Okay.
Yeah.
And in here I have some butternut squash.
And this is a little garnish, is it?
This is instead of using mashed potatoes, we're using butternut squash.
Okay.
So I've got some coconut milk here. Now I made this coconut milk myself earlier. We have
you
a second.
made it yourself?
Well, no, it's actually just watering it down from the creamed coconut.
Very good.
There's no stabiliser in it that way.
The can is grand, is it?
Yeah.
If you had your hands on one, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because when you buy the coconut milk in the shop, it's usually 66% coconut, and then there's some stabiliser and a little bit of water.
Tony, we'll lash that in now because we don't want to run out of time before seeing the finished product, if that's all right.
Yeah,
You just popped some, was it salt in there at the end?
There's a bit of salt in there, yeah. And is that up full there?
Yeah,
that is,
that's on full
okay,
whack.
So I'm going to whack
Do you want
these
us to blitz this?
Yeah, that would be great.
Use my
Whack these
Nutri-Bulletin
in.
too long.
And I have the glaze here. So the glaze is just balsamic vinegar, agave syrup, balsamic vinegar, agave syrup, and soy sauce.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're happy to serve? I'm not saying that I'm hungry, Tony, but I'm ready for my steak.
We are ready.
Could you have... that's great.
There you go.
Yeah, if you could open that for me there, Simon, it takes a bit of strength.
So can you make these in advance and then pop them in the fridge and then heat them up again, or better served as soon as you make them?
Better served as soon as you make them.
Okay.
But you can make the process before. You can make it all the way up to when it's poached.
Okay.
The day before. Okay. So I have a spoon here.
Serving time.
Dish up now. Where's your
had a
spoon?
spoon.
A large spoon. Somewhere around here.
It's hidden.
Here we are.
What a fork
It's
too.
in
There you
there.
go.
Yeah. So I'm going to take a blob out. Oh, before I do that, sorry. Very quickly. A little bit of herb yogurt. Just yogurt mixed up with a little bit of parsley and mint.
Gorge.
Just a drop. Not too much.
So nice to add that colour as well.
Yeah, it's for the colour, and it's actually for kind of the flavour contrast as well. So we've got kind of creamy butternut squash.
Well, you know what you do? While you're serving that, we're going to taste that during the break.
I'll just pop it up in the tray here for you.
You're a legend. Thanks,
Great.
Tony.
Looking forward to tasting that.
And I have
I know.
one more thing here, pièce de la resistance. I have some cucumber. Just a little bit of cucumber there.
Right, listen, we're going to pop to a break. Full recipe details are on our website. We're back in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, thanks.